Hi, welcome to the Earl Center at Wheelock College. My name is Dan Ochiri Owusu, and I'm here with Mayor Parker O'Toole. And Mayor runs this place. It's a beautiful, wonderful place. And first, I'd like for Mayor to tell you a little bit about what the Earl Center is all about, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to cook and the culture we're going to look at today.
Well, the Earl Center, it was built about 3 years ago, and it's our Center for Learning and Innovation. And innovation is an interesting word because nobody really knows what it means. And what I've taken it to mean is to give people permission to explore and play. So we do a lot of playing here. Thinking outside the bounds and encouraging people to take risks and try things out they've never tried before.
So thank you, Mayor. What we're gonna try today, we're gonna do a cultural cooking show. And I am from Ghana in West Africa, and we're gonna make jollof rice and chicken today. So while we're cooking though, little by little, you're gonna see some of the culture of Ghana through video, through some images. But the most important is by the time we finish with you today, we're gonna share a great meal called jollof rice.
Ghana is located in Western Africa. It is located very close to the equator and is the closest landmass to the center of the world. Its population is 26 million. The official language of Ghana is English. However, there are 70 other languages and dialects spoken there. The first language was Twi, but there is also Hausa, Fanti, and Ava. The capital of Ghana is the city of Accra, but the capital of the Ashantis, which is the main ethnic group, is Kumasi, where the gold stool of the king is located. Ghana gained its independence in 1957 from the British and took its name from the West African kingdom. The first slave fort was the Elmina Castle, where the transatlantic slave trade began. Elmina is Portuguese for mine. When the Portuguese arrived, they came for gold, but couldn't handle the climatic conditions, so they used the natives and thought also to sell them. Most were sent to America, Brazil, and the Caribbean. Ghana eventually earned the nickname the Gold Coast because of its empire that was built off of the trade for salt and gold.
Alright, so what we're going to be making is jollof rice, and that is one of the dishes from Ghana that people really love. It's a popular dish. So what we're going to use, of course, in the back we have the chicken. Always have to have the chicken, which we'll mix separately and then put into the rice. So coconut oil is what we're going to use. Very healthy. Alright, this isn't like lard, or it's not like even vegetable oil is okay, but coconut oil is a very healthy oil to use, so we're going to do that. We have our rice here, and 1 onion, and Maggi cubes. Africans love using Maggi cubes, so don't forget those. We have a little bit of peas and mixed vegetables that we'll throw in there, and the signature hot peppers, so Scotch bonnet, alright? If you're Jamaican, Scotch bonnet, jalapenos for Mexicans, alright, but it's pretty much the same thing. We're going to use 1 onion, and we have the Maggi cubes that the Africans love. Got our rice here, and we have our signature hot peppers, Scotch bonnet, also tomato paste, that's signature for jollof rice. We're going to add a few vegetables like peas, and maybe a little more hot peppers. And coconut oil. That's a lot healthier than other types of oils. And coconut is a wonder drug, and so we love to use it in West Africa, and we're gonna have a little garlic too. Cool, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the rice. That's what's gonna take the longest, and so we're gonna work smart. And we're gonna first chop up the onions, because we're going to take some of the coconut oil and we're going to saute the onions a bit, and that's going to kick the flavor in a little bit. Alright, so the first thing we do is let's chop up. Let me move this so you can see everything clearly. So let's just chop the tip of the onions off first. And an easier way to chop onions is we'll put it on one end like this and do that. And we'll dice it a couple of ways first. Then we'll cross section it like this. And it's a lot safer to cut it this way. So now all we have to do is chop it and the bits will go right in there. So let's take some of the coconut oil. And coconut oil is a little expensive, but trust me, it's worth it. Free healthcare. Yeah, so we're gonna scoop some of the coconut oil. Let's take a bit. And again, this is a lot healthier of an oil to use than what you're normally used to. Yeah, let's get some of that in there. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we have coconut oil in the pot, and we're going to turn onto between medium and high, get it nice and hot and going. And once the coconut oil melts a bit, we're going to add our onions. All right. As you can see, we got our coconut oil melting, and there's Mr. Dill from marketing. Okay, so now that this is melting, it's a good place. Let's put it up a little higher, speed it up a bit. So now I'm going to hold the onion like this, and nice and easy, we're going to just chop in the onion pieces safely. It's a lot safer way to chop your onions. All right, just a few more, we don't want to overdo it. That's a lot of onions, so let's take some of it out. All right, and now we're going to let that flavor up a little bit. So for the garlic, I want to make sure, let's cut nice thin slices. Depending on who you are, some people like a big dose of garlic taste in their mouth. I don't, so I like to slice them a little thinner. And we won't put too much, we'll just use one large clove. And then we'll chop this up too. You hear that sizzling? So it's starting to go. And we're going to add this. So again, we're going to saute the onions and garlic a bit before we make the rice. So by the time we put the water in the rice, that water is going to be flavored nicely. Alright, so now let's add the garlic to the onion. Nice. Nice. And right away, we're going to take a couple of the Scotch bonnet peppers. It's going to be hot. And we always want to wash them. Cool? And you don't have to do a lot with the peppers. I just like to slice it a bit, throw it in, and you know you're going to get the kick. So you don't have to slice them all thin like the other ones. This one's a little big, so let's chop it into thirds. And with the peppers, wash your hands before you touch your face. Wash your hands before you touch your face. Don't tell me I didn't warn you. So now we're just gonna mix this a little bit. Yep. And let that just go for a while. So right now, while the rice is getting prepped to cook, we're going to get the chicken ready, and that's pretty easy. So the smaller pieces like drumsticks, they're going to go in just as is. So let's just get some drumstick pieces out. Alright, yeah, 4's good. You gonna eat some?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Alright, so yeah, let's get these pieces out here. Alright, and if you look, can you zoom in on this? Okay, This chicken comes from the Mayflower Poultry Company. And the reason why that's important is this company is in Cambridge. They raise their own chickens. They don't put any preservatives in the chickens or steroids. And so this is where I go to get my chicken from. And other than that, you will get home-owned chicken. So find a place where you can get fresh poultry from. Cool. So let's get out a few more pieces. And what we're gonna do with the chicken, normally, oh cool, thighs, nice. So this is a big piece, so with the thighs, we're gonna chop that and make it a little bit smaller. Always cut outward, away from your hand. You never want to have an issue where you're chopping into your fingers or your hands, so always chop outward, away from your hand. And jollof is nice because you get to mix up different chicken pieces, some with skin, some without. Alright, so we're just going to do a nice little variety here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute it in that coconut oil. And we're going to get it nice and browned up, and then we're going to add it to the rice. Alright, so you see my hands? I got to wash my hands. So we're working with chicken salmonella. So make sure that throughout the process, you're cleaning all the time. And then when you're done, make sure that you clean your hands and your cooking area a lot, because salmonella is no joke. Alright, so I think that our rice here, we have, alright, can you come in, you see how our onions, garlic, hot peppers are browned up a bit, right? So that's gonna give that rice nice flavor. So we're gonna start off by adding, it's 2 to 1 with the rice. So whatever measuring tools you're using, 2 to 1. So we're gonna use 3, because we want to make sure that there's enough for you to eat too. So we have, that's 2 cups, yeah? Let's do one more. And you want to be careful when you are filling up the water for the rice, because remember, we also have to have a little room to add the rice itself, and then also we're going to add the chicken in later. So we have that's going to start to boil, and let's get the rice in here to be measured. All right. Okay, so here's our rice ready to go in there once that's boiling. So you want that to be boiling. Okay. As you guys know, I teach media production at Wheelock College, and something that I wanted to say is very important that we teach is the messaging behind media. And I remember when I was a little kid, there was a public service announcement, PSA, with Daffy Duck from Warner Brothers. And if you can point down to the pan for a second, this is something that has made a big difference in my life. Every time I cook, I remember Daffy Duck, that PSA showed a pot with the handle sticking off of the stove and how dangerous that could be. And so Daffy Duck always told you in the PSA to make sure when you're cooking that the handle is turned inward, so you never accidentally hit it and burn yourself. Right? And so the importance of public service announcements, I'm telling you that PSA from when I was 9 years old still sticks with me today when I cook. All right, we're gonna add in just one. These are called Maggi cubes. They're seasonings that, I don't care what country in West Africa you go to, you'll see Maggi. So we're gonna drop one of those in there, and it's great for seasoning. And we're also going to put a little sea salt in there. All right, sea salt is really good for you. It's gonna absorb in the body a lot nicer for you. So sea salt, word. All right, so we just wait for that to boil up, and then we'll get to the chicken next. So now we're going to add the rice. Now remember, we put 3 cups of water, or 3 measurements of water in there. So we're going to do 1.5. So that's 1. And we're just going to do another half. Yeah, so that's about good. And you'll see when I cook, I don't ever use measuring cups or anything like that. The best chefs don't need no measuring cups. Go with the flavor, how it feels. So let's mix that a little bit. And we're going to let that boil and let it boil the water out. Once it boils the water out, we're going to mix a little bit of the tomato paste in it and then let it cook for a little bit. Then we're going to saute our chicken in coconut oil and we'll be almost ready to eat. Cool? So now we're going to add in the secret ingredient for jollof rice. There's a lot of rice all over the planet, but jollof rice, this is what kicks the secret. And so we're going to open up tomato paste. And if you look at the rice, you'll see that it's at a point where all the water is almost gone. And this is a perfect time to add the tomato paste. And depending on your flavor, depending on your preference, you can add a lot or not too much, depending on how much tomato flavoring you like. So I like about medium. So let's just mix that in. Right. So we're not going to put the whole thing in because I like it mildly tomatoed up. All right, and now this is going to mix that, keep it mixing. Get it all mixed in. Try not to be as messy as me. And at this point, we're going to turn the heat down to low. And keep mixing, get it all the way through. Want to be fair to all the grains of rice, right? And this is what makes it jollof, the tomato. So what we're going to do at this point is we will then cover this and let it simmer. While it's finishing up, we're going to then saute our chicken in coconut oil. Making jollof is like wrestling a bear, man. It's a lot of work. So we're going to cover it and put it on low. While the rice is simmering and finishing up, we're going to get the chicken ready. We're going to prepare that so we can saute it in, again, coconut oil. And then we're going to add that to the rice and everything's going to finish up together. So we're going to use some seasoned salt. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want it too salty, so just a little bit, nice and lightly, add the seasoned salt. And we want to do that to both sides though, so again, you want to be fair to either side of the chicken, right? We'll flip it over once you flavor one side. And again, not too heavy. Salt is not supposed to take over the flavor of what you're cooking. It's supposed to just give it a little kick and enhance the taste of what's already there, so you don't want to overdo salt, alright? Just lightly. And don't forget, we've already flavored the rice, and this is going to end up in the rice also, so you have multiple times that you've seasoned it. So don't overdo it. The way we're going to see if that oil is ready, let's get a little bit of water. Let's pop it in there. Yeah, it's a little ready. It's ready. It's ready. All right, cool. So we're gonna just lay the chicken in, and let's go ahead and put the chicken that has the bone in it first. Give it more time to cook. Remember, it's gonna take longer for that to cook because it has the bone in it. Because again, we're gonna have it finish cooking with the rice. Coconut oil. Cool. And now we wait. Cool, so now we have our chicken cooked a little bit, and so we're gonna add the jollof. And we'll let that cook for a little bit while we clean up. And so, you get that okay? You see it okay? Alright, let's get all that jollof. And you see some of the rice is still white, so we'll mix that up a little bit after we get it in here. Make sure everything's mixed beautifully. And we're going to be eating very soon.
Cool. Smells great.
Oh, yes. Can you handle spicy food?
I can.
Okay, alright. O'Toole, where is that from?
Irish.
So you can handle spicy food. Alright, so we'll start off, give you a little rice. Alright. jollof rice. And you see the pepper pieces in there, so let's get some chicken here. All right. And do you like drumstick? Or the boneless?
Probably the boneless.
Okay, all right, so that's boneless right there. And I'm gonna get a little bit of veggies here for you. And we like honesty, so you gotta tell us the truth whether you like it or not, you know? We think it's good. Yeah? George Stern, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, wrecking your
Photo bombing. You know? All right, beautiful. Okay. And jollof rice. This is one of our favorite meals when people come to Ghana.
Yeah.
Ask anybody who's been to Ghana.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely meal because it has all your protein. It has so much in it. Protein, all your veggies. It's good for you.
Yeah.
And as you know, as you saw when we were cooking, we use coconut oil. Use all the freshest. The chicken is from Mayflower Poultry, so they kill their own chicken there.
Yeah.
They don't jack it up with steroids, you know. and in fact, in West Africa, we have a joke. We call it bicycle chicken. Because our chickens are so skinny, we say they look like they ride bikes.
Oh.
Because they don't have, you know, all the
extra
steroids in it.
stuff, yeah.
So, welcome to bicycle chicken.
Well, thank you.
Have a taste.
Okay.
How is it?
Great.
You like it?
Oh, absolutely.
Beautiful. Get a close-up of that woman eating that chicken. All right, so I'm just going to get a little for myself. And next time,